Here's my take on live wrestling, or rather the workout partner. It's kind of a myth. I get calls all the time. We want to come to your practices because my son doesn't have any workout partners that are pushing him. Well, if you're a middle school wrestler and you're not placing at every national wrestling tournament that you go to, I think until then, workout partners is only about 20% of your improvement anyway. I wouldn't worry about it, actually. You need a very involved set of drill routines. Someone has to force you to get better at wrestling. And this doesn't just include wrestling technique. This also includes the stance and motion drills, the hand fighting drills. Some of us don't even know how to use our hands. It's called wrestling with your hands. Our hand fighting routine, as some of you know that follow our DVDs and so forth, it's push, pull, hit, pick, post, pass, and fake. There's ways of scoring using your hands. Also, we want to focus on the tactical side of wrestling, which is wrestling smart. And positioning, that's another tactic that is technique related, but not really a wrestling move type technique, right? So as some of you follow our videos and our DVDs and so forth, or been to our camps, you know that our philosophy is this: I would rather win 2-0 than 12-10. I'm trying to win 12-0, but at this point in time, it's going to be a close match. It's better to win 2-0 than 12-10. So there's some concepts to grasp. Stance and motion, hand fighting, wrestling smart, wrestling tactical, and positioning, which is being able to stay on the mat with people. Then from a technique standpoint, it's just having a pretty massive set of drill routines in place that someone forces you to drill over and over and over and over and over for many, many, many months. That should be 80% of what you're worried about. 20% of what you're worried about is wrestling partners. Because until you're doing all of that, I really just don't know how getting your head ripped off by a bunch of state champions is going to make you a better wrestler. It's probably going to cause you to be gun shy and scared. You're probably going to be super ultra defensive because you're never rewarded for anything that you do. So really avoiding the elite workout partners in the developing stages is pretty much key. Even as an All-American wrestler at Oklahoma State, I would go into practices sometimes when John Smith just became our coach, and John would say, "Nick, don't go with those guys." He'd point to 3 guys, go with those guys until Thursday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. And I'm like, okay. He goes, "You need to get 100 takedowns of practice. I want to see 300 takedowns before Thursday." And this is the best wrestler ever to exist. Told me not to grab the best workout partners. And he did that when he was training as well, because he told me some of these things. I was one of his dummies that he beat on, obviously. So just get that out of your mind. We just get the same old bad advice puked up over and over, and pretty soon, 20, 30, 40, 50 years from now, we're still stuck in these bad advice, these cycles of bad advice. Now, workout partners are vital. Once you are elite on the middle school level or in high school, you are competing top 20 in the nation, and or let's just say you're top 10 in your state if your state is very competitive. Now I would say that workout partners is about 50% of it. The other 50% is drills and the technical side of wrestling, those things that I mentioned earlier. But now of more importance, since you've already mastered this 3-page set of drill routines, now half of your drill time, and maybe not half, let's say 30% of your drill time should be individual. Have you ever taken a piece of paper and a pen and written down what your strengths and weaknesses are? Can your weaknesses be avoided? If you're not a fast wrestler, you don't wrestle fast. You want to wrestle from a tie-up. But if your weakness is, I can't finish a single leg when someone sprawls on my back and I can't lock my hands, well, that's a weakness that you can't ignore. So guess what? You need to spend 20 minutes of practice for 3 practices, 1 hour. Do that for 2 or 3 weeks in a row. Try to get 3 or 4 hours of drill time only on the best 2 finishes when someone sprawls on top of you from your single leg and your hands aren't locked. Now, you talk about making your confidence soar. It's going to. So, I would say as you become elite, Workout partners is about 50% of it. 50% of it is drill time, and 20, let's say, to 40%, depending upon the person and that time of year and how many weaknesses they feel like they have, should be individual drill time, where you're by yourself with one workout partner and you're stomping out these fires that and weaknesses that have arisen, and there will always be some. Then obviously the other drill time should be on your world-class drill routines. So there's my take on workout partners. Don't be a workout partner chaser. It's just going to cost you. Let's put it that way. I tell my kids, we're going to become the workout partners. People will chase us. Our rooms will be full. My phone will ring. Your phone will ring. People will be tapping you on the shoulder at tournaments, wondering how they can work out with you. Then when we get them into our room, we're like, hey, you're not skilled yet. Let's worry about this first. And once they're educated, I mean, the whole you're only as good as your workout partner's big lie has swindled so many people into crappy drill programs where when you walk in there, the drilling routines are non-existent, right? There's no classroom management. It's all live wrestling and conditioning and rah-rah, Tommy Tough Guy, yelling, blowing whistles. But there's really no progress from a technical standpoint taking place. What we like to do is this. Sure, push yourself mentally, push yourself physically, push yourself emotionally. That's probably a new one for most of you. But also push yourself technically. If you're not pushing yourself technically, you're going to be stuck, right? You're just going to be a good scrapper who cuts 12 pounds, who's wrestled 10 years, who might even win a state title, but no college coaches are calling, because college coaches don't want scrappers. They want people who are skilled, because if they don't win, they don't have a job. So get yourself skilled, follow my advice. Check us out at purlerwrestling.com, and thank you for following these videos. We like sharing our advice.